Shall we begin?
Welcome to the Happy MonsterCast. I'm your host, Scott Marchand Davis of Happy Monster Press.
Let's begin now.
This week on the Happy MonsterCast, the rascals investigate a strange malaise. This podcast contains adult language and adult situations. Previously on the Happy MonsterCast, a band of misfits has joined in an effort to break the power of the big boys over the Holler, including preacher Piety Jackson, gouger Karl son of Karl, mountain magician Buck Grayson, bootleg distiller Booker Noe, and itinerant crooner Old Blue. The rascals visit the town of Gilmer and discover a strange illness. Is it a curse from a nearby town of witches? Okay, so let's recap. Last time you had a race against a zombie ghost and successfully beat him in a race down Rumble Mountain.
Yes.
And so that laid the ghost of the hosts, the Spindly and Mavis, who helped you out with getting your jalopy put together for the race. And so when you talk to them again, they're very happy with you, and they say, Spindly says, that's some damn fine racing you did last night. You want to see some other good racing, you might want to head up over to Gilmer, just to the north. And I hear that there's some trouble with the Whitakers up there, that big boy Royster Whitaker. So you might be able to lend your skills in that arena as well.
Arena? I don't like the sound of arena.
Figure you got enough fuel to make it that far anyway.
I'm not much of a fighting type. I'm more like to play my fiddle for y'all.
Well, that kind of inspiring music might just raise people's spirits and when they're having a tough time.
Okay, I hear you.
So you heading over to Gilmer there?
Sure. We did so well with this race. Why not? Yeah.
So so you head over by in the dark of night to avoid any big boy patrols. And as you roll across the valley and climb up into the Great Craggies, all of a sudden you hear a roar in the distance. And up ahead of you, two pairs of headlights crest a hill side by side. And they're coming right at you. As they top the hill, one of them slams into the other. They both lose control. One of them skids off the road into a ditch. The other one goes airborne, flips over twice, and crashes into an oak tree. And you're headed right into the middle of this. Well, so your trusty driver is going to try to keep you out of this. And Booker succeeds. He yanks on the parking brake, puts you into a bootlegger reverse, spins you around completely, and just misses the one that went airborne.
Nice.
And moments later, two large, burly men emerge from the two vehicles. I would like you all to make notice rolls as they start yelling at each other, blaming each other for the crash.
There we go.
although it's dark, it's pretty obvious to most of you that these two seem to be relations. And they have their fists clenched and they're screaming at each other, and it looks like there's going to be a fight any minute, even though the one who went off the road is bashed up a fair amount, and the one who flipped his car is bleeding a gusher from a scalp wound just above his forehead.
Ooh-wee, look at that crash.
I go over to the one who was bleeding and said, son, can I render you some assistance?
Render me assistance for what? You can make a persuasion roll to try to talk him into it. He doesn't seem to notice that he's bleeding.
Hey, y'all. Sorry for being late.
Meowdy ho.
Well, that's pretty darn persuasive. So you've dodged a car crash, and now you're trying to deal with the people out there. Let me see if it's persuasive enough. Probably will be. Yeah, he's like, oh, yeah.
All right.
And he says, well, you know, I am bleeding, ain't I? And the other guy starts laughing at him. I mean, look at you. You didn't even know you're bleeding like a stuck pig.
So I pull out my handkerchief and the flask of whiskey that I keep around to ward off snake bite and tend to him a little bit.
Yeah, that's enough to staunch the bleeding. He says, that's mighty kind of you, stranger. You look like a preacher man. Your line?
That is my calling, son. And although I'm not one to insert myself and where I'm not wanted, I can't help but observe that, before you two set to setting on each other, there is a path of peace that might be pursued.
Oh, shucks. It's just fun among brothers. We enjoy us a good race with some rubbing. And I guess we rubbed a little too hard that time.
Well, tell me more about this. This seems a little more aggressive than the usual run tag about kind of thing.
Well, things have been rough out back home in Gilmer. That there Roster Whitaker, he's been sending the loggers out into demon-infested forests. We've lost a whole bunch of men from the town, not just by the demons, but logging accidents as well. Folks is real morose, and some of them are starting to get angry.
Huh. And are there more accidents in the demon-infested forests? You think the demons are fighting back and attacking the loggers?
Well, shoot, demons ain't right creatures. They're not right in the head, and they're not so fond of us, no matter what our persuasion. And I figure they might be eating them loggers who've gone out in the woods. So we were blowing off some steam by having a little drag race, Huh. Yeah, says the one who was bleeding. I'm Vernon Cole. This is my brother Fernan.
Vernon and Fernan?
Yeah, our mammy weren't too creative.
Well, pleased to meet you guys. Let me ask you a quick little question. So, were the demons bothering your folk before people started cutting down the trees, or was that what sort of triggered it?
Well, there are demons all around these parts, but they mostly keep to the higher peaks, and that's where Whitaker's been sending his loggers.
Huh. Well,
I figure if you're a preaching sort, there might be some folk in need of your spiritual assistance. You know what I mean?
Well, guidance and comfort is part and parcel of what I do.
I do it with the plants and the fungal friends.
I do it with a kind word.
You're an odd one, ain't you? You one of them mountain men lives up with the demons and critters up in the hills?
Quite right.
All right, well, that was some mighty fine wheelman work on your part, gestures at Booker. I figured one or the other of us was going to be right through your windshield.
Oh, I've been doing this for a while.
I don't suppose we can ride on the roof up back into town. I don't think either of our jalopies is growing anywhere anytime soon.
I indicate to
just how
everybody
bad
else
off is this car?
it seems okay to me, but
Well, one of them flipped over a couple of times and smashed into an oak tree, so it's not going anywhere.
Not good.
The other one's jammed into a ditch. You might be able to haul it out with your car with some work.
should we try to haul their car out? That might be
I mean, it
neighborly
sounds
thing
like
to
he
do.
just wants a ride.
Yeah, they're just looking for a ride back into town.
Well,
Eh,
sure. Why not?
let's get out of there. I'll figure it out.
So by the time you make it into Gilmer, this slowed you down a bit. And so it's a little bit past dawn. Seems like most of the loggers have already left town, but it's a pretty sad looking community. Basically, you're looking at two semicircles of maybe 40 wooden shacks. None of them look like they've been maintained decently for years. There's a few with tin roofs, but it's mostly thatched straw. In the center of town, There's a small platform. It's got a pulpit and a gallows.
Mm.
At the edge of the village,
How
there's
cheery.
a well. Yeah, at the edge of the village, there's a well near some stables with a few broke down horses. There's a few slope back men milling around the entrances to their hovels. There's a teenage boy skipping back and forth between them, talking a mile a minute, but nobody seems to listen. And there's a mother and child shuffling their way towards the well with the child listlessly carrying the bucket, kind of swinging.
I go over and I talk to the mother.
I don't know you. You new in town?
Well, we were just giving Vernon and Fernan a ride back here to town. They had a little bit of a bus stop up in the hills.
Oh, yeah. Oh, those crazy ones.
So,
That's about right.
okay, I was hoping for a little more sympathy than that, but that's okay. So I say, they told me that you guys are having a problem with demons up in the woods. Is that true? Can you tell me anything more about that?
You're damn right it's true. My poor Thomas was killed by a demon just last week.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. What else?
Now that bastard Whitaker's forced me out of my home. We got till Sunday to pack all our things, and I don't know where we're going.
Huh. Well,
Wait,
that is
who's Pastor Whitaker?
Royster Whitaker is a big boy.
like a bad
Okay,
landlord.
thanks.
Yeah, he's
And
the one.
I believe he said child of unwed parents.
Yeah, that too.
Also that. Yes, also that.
Yeah. Says that bastard Whitaker sending the men up in the demons. Not only that, but it seems like they brought back some kind of sickness. Half the men in town are lazing about, barely got the energy to go out logging, and I don't know what's going to become of this town.
Sick.
And it's only hitting the men?
Yeah, well, seems like it's been starting to hit some of the rest of us too. I can't say that I'm filled with energy.
So, all right. So this sickness, it's coming from where? Coming from the logging area?
I don't rightly know. You might try the granny woman, Selma. She points to one of the hovels with a tin roof.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, ma'am, I wish all the world's comforts for you and your child. I know this is a difficult time for you, and you've suffered much, but know that the Lord has you under his wing, and good times will come for you as they will come for us all.
That's mighty kind of you, preacher. And she takes her kid by the hand and continues towards the well.
So how about if we go talk to the old witch woman?
Okay. So you head over to the hovel. Doors open. And inside there's an old woman. She's standing in front of a bench with all kinds of dried and preserved herbs on shelves all around it. She's mashing some kind of a mixture together with a stone mortar and pestle. Oh, newcomers. Can I help you?
Yeah.
Forget. Well, man, whatever it is, make it quick. I'm tired, busy.
Well, make it quick then. So we're passing through. We gave Vernon and Fern who had a little bust up. We brought them down, and we were
roustabouts, good for nothing, layabout rat bastards.
Well, they're a couple of spirited young men, to be sure.
Okay, then. Clearly a town favorite.
Yeah. So I was speaking to the widow, to the young woman out there recently widowed.
Which widow? We got about 12 of them in this town.
Goodness me, oh my goodness. What is this illness? What is this sickness which is afflicting your town?
Well, seeing as you're a preacher, I suppose you might have some blessings to bring us. It's a strange kind of lethargy. Seems to afflict all kind of folk in town. That not only are they lazy, seems like they're starting to thicken at the ankles and wrists. I've thought a number of ideas. Thought it might be a rat in the well. Maybe some effect of a black storm that came through a few weeks back. Could be corruption from them demons up in the mountains. But, best guess, it's a hex.
Huh.
What makes you think it's a hex?
Well, I think it's coming from Weird. It's a village about 4 miles northeast, past a big nasty thicket. They're all I think that's where it's coming from. Now, I gotta keep working on some kind of remedy.
Well, is there anything that we can do to help? Either to mitigate some of the symptoms or maybe try to get at the root of this?
Give me a persuasion roll.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not even going to bother trying to roll or resist that. Well, Weird. It's a city of just old women. They put together, they do herbalism, medicine. They see themselves as stewards of nature. And some say that's where granny women who take the walk end up. Of course.
Takes the walk?
Okay,
What?
so I would like either folklore or occult rolls, please.
I shall do folklore.
I'm going to sit here and look at this lovely piece of lint I found.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm
what is my
glad
common knowledge telling me about that?
Y'all
Not-
got lint? You must be wealthy folk.
I'm sorry, we got what?
Liz, oh, you are lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
You had lint in your pockets. You are lucky.
Okay, so some of you at least have heard of the walk. It would be folklore, not folk magic.
Oh, sorry, yeah,
but
whoops,
you've got enough to do it anyway.
Okay, never mind.
When a granny woman, a folk mage, gets to a certain age or reaches some milestone, they say sometimes she feels a tug at her soul and she walks into the woods. When that happens, depending on her destiny and her actions in life, she can either become beatified, in which case she'll wander the holler with a tiny patch of paradise all around her, or she'll become a witch. Body transforms, skin becomes unearthly pale, veins beneath writhe like blue worms, eyes whiten and glow.
Wow.
That's a legend, of course. None of you have ever actually seen it happen. But some folk believe that's the fate of those who practice folk magic long enough, particularly the granny women. So the implication would be that this is probably a town full of witches.
Okay.
Tread carefully, everyone.
They also say weird can move around, like it's in one place and not another, but I think that's a load of hokum. It's always been that past that thicket 4 miles away.
I'm reluctant to just go walking right into that town. It's a town full of witches who kind of like their privacy. Then that might be a tricky thing to do.
I mean, are witches supposed to be bad?
It's arguable. Certainly a large chunk of the Holler is very concerned about them. I mean, you either end up as this saintly creature that wanders the earth in a tiny patch of paradise, or you turn into a hideous magic creature. So, you figure out which kind of granny woman ends up with which job.
Yeah, and either way, it feels like that they certainly respect. They want their privacy. So I want to tread carefully here.
What's your next move? There's still a couple of men in town, and also this teenager who's running around talking a mile a minute.
Why don't we go talk to the men and see if they have any more information about what's going on off in the woods? Because if they're bringing back some kind of disease or contamination, that's one thing. If they're bringing back spirits or mean dryads or something, that'd be something different,
Okay, so you run into one of the guys, or you gotta go for the first guy. Says, Who are you lot? Don't know what you're doing in our town. You Whitaker folk? Company men?
Oh, not company men. No, sirree.
Oh, you're not, huh? So you're a bunch of no-counts like the other men in this village.
Oh, we're not from this village, and I wouldn't describe us as no-counts.
Well, these other layabouts faking illness so they don't have to work.
Interesting. Faking the illness. Now, that's the first time I've heard somebody say that it's a fake. Tell me more about that.
Well, I'm feeling a little under the weather. And you can see that his wrists are kind of swollen and thick. But these others, they're just trying to get out of work. Mr. Whitaker's a good and just man, and that's like the book says. Huh. He points to his company Bible. It's sitting on a stump next to him. That was fun. I figure for my part, might be them Witcher women to the north. I figure Mr. Whitaker's going to take them out sooner or later, and I figure he might be heading that way now. And then as you're doing there, the teenager walks up. He says, "Hey, Nils, who's your new friends?" "Hey, oh no, I don't know you. You're a big one, aren't you?" Looking at Karl. "And that's one heck of a beard you got there, mister."
One heck of a beard.
You a fiddle player? What are you? You new in town? Where are you from? What are you doing here?
He He's got a lot of questions, this young man.
Yeah, I'm a lumberjack, and I'll tell you, I'm the best one here in town, even though I just started. I took down the biggest tree in the woods, all by myself, climbed it up, chopped it down in pieces from the top to the bottom. I got this my day off, but I'll tell you, I'm anxious to get back out there. I feel fine, better than ever. I don't know why everyone else is moping around like a bunch of lazy bones.
What did this guy have for breakfast?
Yeah, what's in that coffee?
Yeah, lethargy doesn't seem to be the thing. What? Well, I just had some porridge like I have most days, but I'll tell you, I'm filled with energy. Every time I go out and visit that tree I chopped down, I go out, I pat the stump, and it feels like I've had a good hard shot of whiskey. I'm ready to take on the world.
Well, I want to go touch this tree now.
Yeah, let's go check out the tree.
Yeah,
tell me about this. So you chopped down the biggest tree in the forest?
I sure did.
How is it that tree had not been chopped down before? Why had that not been,
Well, because these old lazy bones didn't have the energy to do it. I tell you what, I heard you guys have a jalopy. Is that true? Because I'd love a ride down to Ashtown. I want to get wild down in the big city there. How about corn liquor?
Well,
you got any corn liquor?
Well, one thing at a time. How about you take us to show us this tree first?
Well, but maybe we can do a trade. You got you got a knife or some brass knuckles or something? I got to protect myself from all these old fellas because every one of them's jealous of me now.
Does the old guy seem jealous of this kid?
The old guy just seems extremely exhausted by this kid.
Wow.
What a
I
shock.
say, well,
I got to
I'll
protect
tell you,
myself with
kid.
this here cap gun that I got from my pappy. That ain't going to put nobody off who takes a second look at it. He actually has a cap gun.
Right. I say, well, I've got this really nice wooden club.
Ooh, that is a nice club. I could use that. Yeah, I'll take you out to the tree. We can do that. It's only a few miles north. Let's head out that way. Come on, come with me.
This kid.
I'm tired of listening to this kid.
Yeah, this kid's nuts.
Maybe. But clearly, no lethargy, nothing swollen on this kid because he's barefoot and you can see his wrists and ankles easily.
Right.
So you head out there, and in fact, the tree has been chopped and stacked. There's just a huge stump, but it is not a regular tree.
Okay.
The bark is almost black, but it's got a kind of a blood red tinge to it. Totally different than all the pines, chestnuts, maples, and elms around it. It's got weird, gnarly burl all over it, and it seems like the bark has strange symbols in it.
Symbols?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to do an occult roll to see if I can figure out what is going on here.
As you're watching it and trying to figure this out, as you're looking closely at it, Piety, the sigils seem to almost alter slightly. They're almost imperceptible, and they're no kind of symbols that you can see. But the red hues of the bark almost seem to pulse as you're watching it. Yeah, when I was chopping down at it, it felt like little shocks of lightning were running through me every time I chopped at it. It's weird, but man, this is a big tree. I'm going to get a real nice bonus from Mr. Whitaker for all this wood.
Oh,
You are not a smart boy.
Okay, so
the electric shocks didn't clue you that there might have been an issue here. All right,
okay, so Piety, as you're staring at it, I'd like you to make a roll, your choice of either occult or spirit.
I just did an occult roll.
Yeah, I know. This is your second one.
Oh, the second
occult
one.
or spirit, your choice.
I'm going to do spirit.
That will do. Okay, so as you're watching it, all of a sudden, your vision fades as though everything around you is graying out, and then a green light appears in front of you and expands into a vision. You see a bonfire roaring with green flame, and a group of 12 ancient crones dancing naked around it with white, papery skin and blue veins writhing beneath it. And you sense that this is coming from a specific location not far away.
Okay.
And as the vision fades, you sort of take your bearings and realize it seems to be coming from the place that you were identified as weird.
All right. So I communicate this to everybody, and I ask the kid. So the wood that you got from this tree, where is it? What'd you do with it?
Oh, it's right here, stacked, ready for Mr. Whitaker's men to come and collect it for the mill.
Okay. Is the wood that was cut from the tree, is it also infused with magic, or is it dead now?
So you think that there's still some kind of magic to it.
Okay.
And that's what connected you to with this vision.
Right. Well, with a prayer in my heart and with full reverence for the holiness of this stuff, I pick up one of the pieces of wood to take with me as we're going to go to Weird and talk to these crones.
Okay, yeah, you can find like a branch.
Okay.
All right, so you're gonna head over to Weird.
Out of curiosity, is there anything club sized there?
Not without some work. You can pocket like a chip from the bark, but if you wanted something club size, you'd have to trim down one of the branches, which you could do. It just takes some time.
I would hesitate to use this wood for anything without the permission of the crones. I think that might be a bad idea.
Yeah, it does feel a little dicey.
Little sacrilegious, It's like using, going up to the altar in a church and then using the holy chalice as a beer stein or as a pencil cup or something. It just feels like you're asking for a beating.
You take away all my fun.
I'm trying to protect us from being smite, from the lightning from on high.
All right, so how are you going to approach the village here?
Well, if they sent me the message by this vision, then they, must, then the path must be clear. There must be, either want me to come or they're not opposing to me come. So we just sort of walk right there.
Okay, not make any attempt to be stealthy or anything like that.
I don't think so. I don't think it's necessary.
All right, everyone else with this, you're just gonna kind of blunder your way there.
Yeah. Well.
Not feeling
I'm hesitant.
I'm flipping a coin on my impulsive right now.
Well, tell you what. How about if I just walk forward and you guys be stealthy around me?
Do you want me to buff
If I'm wrong, then I'm the one that's going to get blown up or blasted or turn me into a nuke.
Well, buffing now is probably not a great plan because it's going to take you at least a half hour to walk there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, let's walk to the village.
I'm gonna. Okay.
I'm gonna go ask these witchy women if they're missing a tree, because I found a tree all cut up.
Boy.
Oh boy.
It's back
That
there.
sounds like a terrific
Does
idea.
anybody miss a tree?
Okay, so I would like you all to make notice rolls, please.
Oy.
Notice rules.
I'm apprehensive already.
You see some green light ahead as you're approaching the village.
Now, did Piety tell us that he saw this vision of 12 old crones dancing naked?
I did, yeah.
Aye.
I did not just like suddenly come out of a daze and pick up a stick and start walking. No.
So Percy's like, I don't want no part of no witches. I'm out of here, and heads back to town. Okay, so as you're approaching the village, you see some bushes up ahead. And Buck, with your honed senses as a wilderness scout, you catch a glint of metal and then the shape of a figure hiding in the bush.
Great.
I discreetly sort of look over with my eyes, sort of hinting at everyone else to sort of look there, but trying not to arouse suspicion.
Okay.
And I haven't noticed anything?
Nope. You did not see that right away. But now that Buck points it out, you can all see it might actually be more than one figure in the shrubbery.
Uh-oh. In the shrubbery? Sorry.
Exactly. So I'm just going to put one of you in here.
I'm going to start discreetly grasping my shovel, almost like I'm reaching behind myself and scratching my low back.
All right, so I'm going to put Buck here because he's on point. So you see the green flame up ahead, and then you see these three guys hiding in the shrubbery, and you hear them whispering. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think, Haas? Should we move in? Should we shoot him from here? What do you think? He says,
oh my goodness.
We gotta shoot him, right? That's what Mr. Whitaker said to do. So I think Mr. Whitaker's lost his mind. He's consorting with some kind of a witch, and I think he's crazy to send us over here shooting these folk. And he said, yeah, now that I've seen him up close, I ain't got no interest in shooting up folks' spooky grandmas. Yeah, I don't know, man. But we got to do what Mr. Whitaker says, right? Otherwise we might get fired, and how are we going to eat? Yeah, we got to shoot these ladies. No, well, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what they're doing over there, but they look real damn scary.
Did he say shoot those ladies?
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Should we say something kind of to the extent of whatever they're offering you, we can offer you more plus your lives?
Whatever, it appears that Royster Whitaker sent these guards to shoot the witches.
I say we pay them with punches.
Oh, with punches?
Yep, they are carrying deer rifles.
In the face.
As you get closer.
They'll
Pay
certainly
them
get
with
us more
punches
deer
in the
rifles.
face.
Okay, you know what I'm going to do?
I don't know, Haas. I just don't like this. I don't like this at all. Yeah, but...
Am I close enough to cast confusion on them?
Yes.
Oh, go for it.
All right, that feels like a non-combative way to just sort of diffuse things.
Well, what it'll do is it will make them distracted and vulnerable.
Okay.
But
then we could just go up and take their guns away.
Not necessarily. But it would be easier to anyway.
But that's the plan. And my plans always work, Scott, as you know.
All right, then cast away, my friend.
Oh boy.
I have great confidence.
Okay, that goes off. You need to spend an extra PowerPoint to make it so take another PowerPoint off yourself because it's blast template. But okay. So confusion. Did they get a chance to resist that?
I don't think so. Let me see here.
They do they can resist it with a smarts roll.
Yeah, it's a smarts roll. Yeah, so I need to do 2 PowerPoints for an area.
Yeah, so the naughty company guard, the one who's most interested in shooting them, so far they're all resisting it, although they don't know that it's happened. Yeah, so doesn't seem to have had any effect on them. They're continuing to argue about whether to shoot the witches or not.
Do they know that? And I attempted to confuse them. Are they aware of something?
No, they're not.
Okay. Well, okay. So my plan didn't work, but all of my other plans always work.
What is your next move?
I mean, what exactly is our goal here?
I think the goal is
Interesting question.
to make contact with the witches and to get them to stop killing the townsfolk. Because I think what happened was this dopey kid went up and cut down their sacred tree, and now they're taking their revenge on all the loggers and everybody in the town.
It was certainly a weird tree. There's no question about that.
I think it's always a good idea to have witches on your side.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, are they going to want the kid?
We
That
might be
seems
able to
kinda-
talk them out of that because he's just a punk ass kid and he didn't know what he was doing. And obviously still doesn't know what he was doing and what the significance of it was. But if we can get the loggers out of that area and let the tree either regrow or give them a space to plant a new magic tree, then, maybe we'll be okay.
Wait, now how big was this tree that the kid cut down?
It was seriously big. You're talking.
I was going to say, it's probably a couple of 100 years old.
Yeah, you're talking probably about 80 feet tall, and some maybe 3-4 feet in diameter.
So,
How
3 or 4
persuasive
feet
are
that's
we?
hundreds of years old.
well, not necessarily. I mean, it depends. Depends.
It's a
on the
They're going
magic
to want
tree.
that kid for
Yeah.
Magic
lunch.
tree.
Yeah, I mean, you could
Because the
make
tree's
an
magic.
you could make an occult or folklore roll to see if you have any idea what that kind of tree it might be.
Folklore.
I will do occult. I'll back you up on that. Huh, not with that roll, I won't.
Yeah, you got nothing, unless you Benny it.
I'm going to Benny that. I'm actually going to Benny that.
I will wait and see what the results of his Benny roll are before I decide to do mine.
Oh.
Good use of Benny.
Good use of Benny.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, so you've been racking your brain about this tree here,
Mm-hmm.
and you think it might be something called a boogeyman tree.
Well, that's not terrifying.
Does it open
sounds
like
promising.
a weird portal and creepy things come out at nighttime?
You believe it's a conduit for arcane power and that it can be harnessed by ritual, and that Piny's witches and demons are often used. It's a turf war to control one.
Okay. If we destroy it, is that going to rain death upon us? Are there going to be tons of things coming after us if we destroy it?
It's going to piss people off because somebody has probably laid claim to it and is not going to be happy that you destroyed their power source.
Okay, do we know? Yeah, we probably want to find out, more then. Okay.
Are we aware of whether or not the witches know that it was caffeine punk that got the tree down?
They might not know specifically, but if they're cursing the whole town, they probably know that it's the local loggers who took down their tree. And are most likely kind of pissed.
How persuasive are we? Who's our most persuasive person?
I've got an 8 for persuasion. So I'm pretty persuasive.
That's probably one of the best, if not the best, skill you have. As you're debating this in whispers, the other three have also been continuing to debate up in front of you. And then one of them says that finally the one who's most enthusiastic about shooting. All right. I'll tell you what. We'll head out and get some reinforcements. That way we can take them all down at once. 3 of us and 12 of them. If they got any of them spooky powers, we could take out the first 3, but maybe 6, but the other 6 be on us, and who knows what they do to us. Yeah, we need a full dozen of our men to come surround them and shoot them all. And so they take off.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
And that is where we are going to leave it for tonight. With you guys in the shrubbery. These guys took off, did not notice you.
Well, that part's good.
Man.
And there's still a whole bunch of dancing witches over there.
Alrighty. Well, next week the
This
witches.
is not a good situation, but okay.
No.
Oh, this is going to
No.
be fine. It's fine.
Everything will be
Destruction,
fine.
Mayhem.
You can follow Happy Monster Press on Facebook as Happy Monster Press, at our website, happymonsterpress.com, Twitter as Happy Monster PRS, or follow the podcast on YouTube, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, iTunes, or Google Play Music. Like what you hear? Support us on Ko-fi at ko.fi.com/Happy Monster Press. Happy MonsterCast is part of the Savage Worlds Media Network. This game references the Savage Worlds game system available from Pinnacle Entertainment Group at www.peginc.com. It is unofficial media content permitted under the Media Network Content Agreement. This content is not managed, approved, or endorsed by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Certain portions of the materials used are the intellectual property of Pinnacle and all rights are reserved. Savage Worlds, all related settings and unique characters, locations, and characters' logos and trademarks are copyrights of Pinnacle Entertainment Group. All other content is the intellectual property of Happy Monster Press. Music, Ice Cold by Jason Shaw. And Lobo Loco's Spencer from the Free Music Archive.
Oh, for sure.